Good morning, everybody. We're heading to Hanover. I've got to go to PetSmart. Not Petco, where the pets go, but PetSmart, where the pets fart. What is their motto? They should have. If I was doing their marketing, I would have made that the motto. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're on Route 30 now. York Road, whatever. And sorry, I got I went silent there because I thought of something I forgot to do. Anyway, yeah, so we're on Route 30, and what I'm gonna do, if you recall, if you joined me last time I went to Hanover, I think I went 116 to East Cavalry Field, cut over to Route 30, and then headed in that way. Now we're going to do the reverse. We're going to go to East Cavalry Field, cut over to 116, and then head to Hanover that way, and we'll come back on Route 30. I know it's, whatever. But, that's what we're going to do. Morning, Dustin. How are you? Saying hello before going out on the lake. Oh, you poor bastard. Oh, you poor unfortunate soul going out on the lake. Morning, Josh. How are you? Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Arnold. Yeah, I got to go to the pet store and get some nail clippers because I have puncture wounds and scratches all over me. The little bastard, well, I guess technically she's a bitch, so the little bitch jumps up on me. Then I'm like, then I go to take a shower and I got all these scratches and bruises on me, and I'm like, how'd she do that through my shirt? But then I remember my sister had a pit bull. He was a full pit. I forget which type of pit. I think he was American. Major is half American pit. And when they jump up on you, they stab their paws into you. They don't gently rest the padding of their paws on your belly. They stab them. They go claws first. And I'm having flashbacks to my sister's pit bull. I think I got in a little over my head, so if anybody's looking to adopt a puppy, let me know. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Morning, Matt. Good morning, Jennifer. It is, it's kind of, it's cloudy, but it's that summer cloudy that's trying to break up. It is breaking up. There's a little bit of fog, a little bit of mist, the sun shining through, the sun saying, get away, clouds. You're not wanted here. And the people say, good morning, sun. Rise and shine today. You gotta get going if you're gonna make a showing. You've got the right of way, because it's a good day for... It's a good day for... It's a good day. I can't remember the words to this song, because it's a good day from morning to night. It's a good day for shining your shoes, and it's a good day for securing the blues. So take a deep breath. No, I'm mixing them up. I haven't listened to that song in a while. Anyway, the point is this. You didn't want to hear me singing Peggy Lee songs. The point is this. We're now on Cavalry Field Road. And we're going through to Hanover Road. And we're going to take it to its namesake, Hanover. Alrighty, stopping here at the stop sign, as per the law. And let me catch up here. Let me see. What a beautiful morning. Extra Savor is Hanover where they make the pretzels. Was wondering that. I do believe so. I don't know where the factory is though. Gerard says, morning wounded warrior, you just had to get a pet. Yeah. Good morning from friends in Mifflin County. Good morning, Marie. Hey, Saneme? Sotheby's, Jersey says, "Wuzzy up, kid." Sotheby's, wow, that's an elite auction house. Among other things. Oh, South Jersey. Oh, I was all excited that I was recognized by the elite. Oh, F the elite. There we go. We got a little thing there. Okay. Matt, wife is fixing steak, eggs, and hash browns. Sounds pretty good. I had a shake this morning, which fills me. It's a keto powder I use. I gotta just do more than just the shake in the morning though. I'm kind of slacking on everything else, but I have to get back into the keto diet. I lost a tremendous I've ever felt in my life, and I figure I could do that or try to take testosterone, but that's such a schlep. Getting a hold of that stuff, and just eat better, and live off of stored fat. I feel like I'm on crack. Well, all right. I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know what you're going through, but if it's an emergency, I'd call 911. Beauregard 77 in my van, headed for Western Massachusetts to camp by a lake. That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty. Best get your lake camping and everything done soon because the summer is almost gone. I'm often reminded of the Doors song, Summer's Almost Gone, throughout the month of August. In case you're not familiar with it, nobody is. It's a filler song on the Waiting for the Sun album, which ironically does not have the song Waiting for the Sun. That came out on Morrison Hotel, though it was written during the Waiting for the Sun era. Why did it make it on the final cut of Waiting for the Sun? I have no freaking clue. I forget that part of the story. You might be able to tell I used to be a big Doors fan. Good freaking morning, says Agent Bambi. Ever try fasting? Yes, I did, actually. And I was able to do it for like 3 weeks where I wouldn't eat after 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I wouldn't eat until noon the next day. First week it was hard. It was probably I wouldn't eat till 10 the next day, but I pushed it up to noon, and I felt better, but I don't know if I lost any weight. I don't get on a scale except for when the doctor forces me to during the torture part of a doctor's appointment, and for the simple reason that I know weight fluctuates, and if I go by that number, then I'm just torturing myself. So I go by how my clothes fit and what people say. So like, are you losing weight? That tells me that I'm either wearing a shirt that I should wear more often because it makes me look slim, because I have a few of those, or I'm actually losing weight. And then also when I watch AG today, I can see it in my face and shoulders and chestal region, and then I'm like, all right, maybe I'm losing some weight. And then I go, oh, I lost 4 ounces. Let's have a pizza. I told Cindy, I said, when we move in together, I'll tell you this, I will eat anything. It's like, what makes you think I'm the one that's right? Oh, I didn't say the one, but I'm saying when you do, please make it healthy. She's like, well, what are you going to cook? And I said, well, ramen noodles, scrambled eggs, Stouffer's lean cuisine, and shakes. Maybe salmon and asparagus. Actually, that's probably what I would spend most of my time cooking, is just salmon and asparagus. It's the only way. Cooking is I love to cook. I do really actually like to cook. But if you want to eat healthy, right? Healthy food is bland and boring, which means you have to doctor it. You have to season it with stuff. But you don't want to season it with stuff that's gonna make you fatter, right? Like creams and cheeses and all that stuff. You don't want to do that. Not a good idea. What you want to do is, your salt, your pepper, your vinegars, your things like that. But even that gets boring, and I don't know enough about what is out there. And I'm not. You say, oh, get a recipe book, get a cookbook. If you knew how packed a day is with things that require, when it comes time to coming home and eating, that's when my brain shuts off. I can't be learning anything new. It's really a shame. It's really a shame. I admire those people that can do, like we had Jim Hessler on the other day, and he was talking about how, basically every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, through to November, probably and beyond, he's booked. So he's got like 7-day weeks. And he still has a family, he still has time for a life. My question is, where do you find the energy? And some people just have it. I am losing it, which is why I think I'm going to die young, to be honest with you. I feel my life force just dissipating day by day. And, whatever, there's nothing you can do about it. Mrs. Dash. You know what else is good is adobo. Old Bay. You can't go wrong with Old Bay. Montreal steak seasoning. Okay. You got, of course, white wine. I love cooking with white wine. Fish and chicken. Delicious. What else? I used to make this thing. What did I call it? I had a name for it. I think I called it chicken servoni or something. It was named after my Italian friend, but it was chicken in like a white wine garlic thing with crab meat, also in the white wine garlic thing. And what else? Oh, and then you make that, right? Put it all in the pan, you make it. And then you dump it over your pasta of choice. And, it's quite delightful. But you don't use cooking wine. You use, like, Pinot Grigio. Oh, that's what I called it. Chicken Pinot Calorie. No, it was chicken Cervone was another dish. Yeah, and people liked that, or at least they pretended to. Matt, I try to watch one old movie Friday nights. Last week I watched Alice in Wonderland 1933. Ooh, it was all right. Last night we watched Vertigo. Love that movie. It's one of my favorites. What a great film. Highly recommend. Oh, I am all about Alfred Hitchcock. All about him. I love Alfred Hitchcock. Vertigo, great movie. My favorite is probably North by Northwest. Although, of course, Psycho is good. I love the soundtrack to Psycho. It's pretty good. What's another one? Trouble with Harry. That's a good one. Rope. If you haven't, Agent Bambi, if you haven't seen Rope yet, find it and watch it. Let me tell you a little bit about Rope. Rope was based on a French play called Il Ropa. I don't know what the hell I don't know what it was called. I think that sounds more Italian than French. But anyway, it's based on a French play, and the French play was based on a famous case, a thrill-killing case from the 1920s, done by rich brats named Leopold and Loeb. There's a good PBS documentary about that on Amazon Prime, or PBS, I guess, if you're PBS. Anyway, they had this sense of and they thought because they were from an affluent family that they could kill, get away with it. Everybody. And so they decided to kill one of, I forget which one, but it was the cousin of one of the, and they killed him and left. He was found. But these super genius rich boys didn't realize that one of them had accidentally dropped his pair of glasses out of his, I guess, coat pocket or shirt pocket at the murder scene. So they found those glasses, and they confirmed that the victim didn't wear them, and so they assumed then that it might be one of the killers, or the killer. They didn't know at the time, I don't think. So they go around town, and they find who carries these glasses, and I guess they had records, and they were able to figure out, how many people bought those pairs of glasses, that model, that style. And they figured it out and led it to Leopold and Loeb, and they admitted it, and the whole big thing. And I think they were released from prison in the 50s. Anyway, Rope was about that, right? So Hitchcock gets this play, adapts it to film, adapts it to American standards, and wants to shoot it like a play, since it is a play. So that means one camera, no cuts. Well, there was a dilemma that they had to overcome back in those days. See, today you can do that because you can record on a video card for hours. But back then, you shot on film. And film rolls back then. So each reel was 10 minutes. So that means, but how do you hide a cut if you don't want it to look like there's a cut? Well, they came up with this clever way, although it's kind of jarring because it kind of takes you out of everything. But I guess for audiences back then, they didn't really know. Like, the average person today knows more about how movies are made than they did back in the 50s, right? So, Then they would start the next reel in the back of the actor and then pull out and continue the scene, which makes it kind of weird to watch, but it's just really good. And it's one of those movies that just flopped when it came out, but over the course of time has become more popular, with box sets of DVDs and all that stuff, and you get to see all of Hitchcock's movies at once. So look up Rope. It's a pretty cool film. What's the other one I wanted to tell you about? So Trouble with Harry, North by Northwest. Oh God, there's another one I really liked. Oh, Rear Window. How could I forget Rear Window? Any of the ones with Jimmy Stewart are really good. I love Jimmy Stewart. Also, Cary Grant donated $10. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I will, when I get to PetSmart. So Petco, where the pets go. That's their motto. I think I started saying this before anybody came in. Then you have PetSmart. What's their motto? Now, being that I'm a 12-year-old trapped in a 45-year-old's body, my humor would say, well, it would be PetSmart where the pets fart. But I'm sure the people over at PetSmart were a little more mature than I, and opted against that. Although I guarantee you it came up in a board meeting. So anyway, when I get there, I'll stop and look at all your comments. It's harder to read the comments when you're not driving around the battlefield, or at least roads that I'm intimately familiar with. So I'm going to err on the side of safety and, wait. So if you go to addressinggettysburg.com and you're interested in coming to an evening, Spotlight on Peter Carmichael live at the Acropolis, which is my nickname for the for Camp Farnsworth at the Farnsworth House, then I suggest you go to addressinggettysburg.com and go to tours and events and find the tickets for that. You can now go and purchase perchance, and get your tickets. It'll be a fun night. It's a good time, and it coincides with the night of our first Get Out of the Car tour. Not first, I'm sorry. It's our September Get Out of the Car tour. So it's September 16th. Come do the Get Out of the Car tour during the day. In the afternoon, you can go over to the seminary and see some of the things they have going on at the Seminary Ridge Museum. And then at night, after you've had dinner, come and join us at Camp Farnsworth. It's BYOB. I'm pretty sure it's BYOB. And there will be soft drinks there available for sale. Because we're not doing food, we've been able to make the ticket prices a little cheaper for you. We're having this discussion that Dave is very tuned into business trends and things like that. And so we were talking about how all indicators that he's reading are that people are now starting to squeeze. I guess that extra money during the pandemic that people were getting has run out. I don't know how it didn't run out sooner. Or I don't know what it is, but somehow people have been able to not work and still survive. And I don't know how they're doing that. Like, people Or like people are having a hard time finding people to hire, and I don't understand how people can not, especially because they're like restaurants are offering higher pay now. I know a few in town that pay like dishwashers like $15 an hour, which is ridiculous. But they're doing it, and they still can't find people. So I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. People are starting to feel, you know, that this inflation thing is very real, and it ain't going down. Gas is almost $4 a gallon again here. It's about $3.99. I paid for gas yesterday, $3.99. $3.99. I know Haynes understands that with that super like there. But really, seriously, $3.99. So $4 a gallon again. You know. So what's my point? My point is we try to make the tickets cheaper for you, which, yeah, I mean, you know, it hurts us. The take isn't going to be what it usually is. But I'd rather keep these things going and provide an outlet for you guys, like not an outlet, but a like a stress reliever, you know, something to get together with like-minded people and just kind of escape a little bit. But you know, I'm not a saint, so I'm not doing it for free. And also, it costs me money to rent the space, etc., etc. But yeah, so we're gonna try to keep these things going and try to make them affordable for people as the economy worsens throughout the course of the next year, which it's going to. So yeah, we hope that you are still able to come out for these and that you enjoy them. And as far as I know, no other entity in town that is holding events and charging for them is thinking that way. And you know, I don't say that as a condemnation of anybody, because they have a much larger overhead. They have employees, they have space that they have to pay for, you know, mortgages, whatever the case may be. So, you know, I'm not knocking anybody, but we're able to do that. We're able to consider you. And so that's what we will do. So now we're in lovely Hanover, and we're on Eisenhower Drive. You know, it's funny, where I grew up in New Jersey, there are a lot of similarities to where I ended up here. There's a town not too far from me that has an Eisenhower Drive, big, long, you know, multi-lane road, very much like this. Although it is more offices, just complexes of office buildings all over the place there, not retail. This is more retail here. And then, what was the other one? Oh, the exchange and the phone numbers. Here, one of them is 334, and back in Parsippany, our area, there were numbers that were 334. And another funny thing was, my friend had a cafe back in Jersey, and the number there was like 334-0200 or something like that, or 2400, I think it was. Well, whatever it was. Let's just say for now, it was 2400. When I moved to Gettysburg the first time, the first friends I made were the people who made my signs. Their number was 334-2400. It was the same number. I don't know, just little similarities like that, which just convinced me even more that I was meant to be here. And I'm not one of those, like, numbers, mean things people, you know, but it's funny when it happens. You go, oh, maybe there is something to that. I don't know, and I don't care. So today I go up to Camp Hill, bringing little Major, and we're having dinner with my girlfriend's daughters. At their request, apparently. I've already met one of them. She's about to go to college down to West Virginia. And the other one is already out of college and lives on her own with her boyfriend. So they're coming over and we're going to have dinner. So that should be fun. Talk about being outnumbered. Even my dog is a female, so that should be interesting. See how that goes. Should be, I'm actually looking forward to it. Her one daughter that I've already met is pretty funny. And so I'm looking forward to this. It'll be a nice day. She's a horrible driver, though. Terrible driver. She was at a stop sign or a light or something, and there was an older couple crossing the the crosswalk in front of her, and the woman was berating the man and just yelling at him and finger in his face, as they're walking across. So once they clear the way, she starts moving forward, but continues to watch them. So she starts, following them with her head, looking to her left. And then, baboom, crashes into the curb, bends the wheel back up under the vehicle, and gets out, takes a picture of it, and sends it to Cindy. It says, "Out a flat." And the picture clearly shows the wheel tucked under the car. And so she's not the best at driving at this point, but she's only a year or two into it. And then, so that's fun. We like to tease her about that already. So, a good rapport being established. Whoa. All right, so PetSmart, where the Pets Fart is over here. So I'm going to go over here. And then I'm going to go to, whatchamacallit? Oh, I thought he had a stop sign. Oops. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to park here and read your comments. All right, let's see what y'all say. Miss Beauregard says, too much salt. Which has too much salt? Christine says, just watch the calorie intake and exercise and you will lose the lips. At our age, it takes longer to lose than gain. Oh, no kidding. I've noticed that. Matt, you haven't had a spectacular salmon dinner until my wife makes it. Well, I accept your invitation. Beauregard loves Rear Window. How could you not? How could you not? Humphrey Bogart movies. I've only seen The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which I really liked. In high school, we watched that in an English class once. I don't remember why, but I'm glad we did. But I liked that. But I never really got into any other Bogart movies. Jennifer says, my mom loves Rear Window. North by Northwest is my favorite too, says Agent Bambi. I'll put Rope on the list, mate. You should. It's very good. Agent, where are you from? I think I asked you yesterday. I don't know if you answered me. I don't think you did. Gerard says, you want to go stir crazy, try a day-long Murder, She Wrote marathon. No, thank you. I can't do that. All right, and then there we got Hain Sinene, the $10. Thank you very much for that, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. Josh says, what do you think is the most historically accurate Civil War film? I was asked this yesterday and said Andersonville. Gettysburg is my favorite, but Andersonville, I think, was spot on for accuracy. Well, wait, let me stretch here. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus loves me. Ugh. Okay. So Andersonville, yeah, I hear people say that a lot, and I don't disagree. I got to be honest, I don't know enough about everything to really make a good assessment. I think different parts of different movies, in my mind, get it right. So it's not like an entire movie. For example, like the opening of Cold Mountain. As far as the fighting goes, oh no, or is it Lincoln? I think it's Lincoln, where these two guys are fighting in the puddle, and the guy's like pushing another guy's face into the mud with his foot. I still want to figure out how they shot that, but like that to me, like when you get that where it's not beautifully arrayed soldiers in lines, fighting a battle as if it's on the drill on the parade ground. Those to me feel more accurate. Um, but again, I don't really know. I'm not a uniform guy, so I couldn't tell you that. The only thing I know about uniforms is when I hear someone who knows about uniforms point out a problem with a uniform. Gettysburg I think is great for condensing the major points of the battle. But of course, it can't get everything right. It's a 4-hour movie trying to tell a story of a 3-day battle, and that's not easy to do. So you're going to have to, do some things. So I don't know. It's a good question. I don't really think they've made one yet because I've yet to win the $500 million or $1 billion lottery to be the one to make it. So you're just going to have to wait, I think. See, I think the problem with history buffs making movies about the Civil War, and there are some that are like history buffs and they're also videographers, or they have a friend who is, and they write the script and they, whatever. But they're writing a movie for people who worry about accuracy. And therefore, you never have a good movie. It always looks like kids with their mom's camcorder in high school got together and made a movie in the backyard. The uniforms are too perfect because they don't have a budget for wardrobe, so they can't dirty up and ruin uniforms. So they, rely on reenactors to bring their stuff, and reenactors don't want to wreck their stuff because it's expensive. So you lose me right there. The camps are on perfectly manicured lawns. There's no sign that hundreds or thousands of men have been trampling over that ground. It's all too clean. It's too perfect. And the acting is meh, and the sound quality is bleh. The cinematography is like okay, but then they don't do any color grading, or if they do, there's nothing to give it a mood. Like if you and it's funny because they've all watched the same movies we all watch. Like, they're influenced by the same things. Like everybody's seen Saving Private Ryan, but nobody really knows how to mimic the look of it very well. In the like, I'm talking like super low budget, totally independent film world. So what you need to do is you need to find a guy like me who's more of a who's more inclined towards producing movies and other types of things, but has a love of the history and can balance the two. So if you start with the history person first and they're the driving force behind it, you're going to have a snooze of a movie. But if you get somebody who understands movies and understands history, you can do both. PetSmart for the love of pets is their catchphrase. Yeah, they could have done better. Doesn't rhyme. Josh says, I agree, Thomas, too, but That is a tough one. Andersonville was pretty good. So was Glory. Hard decision there. Yeah, Glory. So people will say it's the best Civil War movie, but for accuracy, it's not that great because it's supposedly telling the story of the 54th Massachusetts, but it's a fictionalized 54th Massachusetts to represent the overall black soldier experience in the war. And, or at least what a certain philosophy wants everybody to think it is, or was. And so, yeah, it's good. It's the best movie out there as far as Civil War movies go, but as far as information goes, it lacks, from what I hear the experts say. Agent Baby says people don't have to pay on their student loans yet. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, but still, you still have to eat. You still have to, clothe yourself and put shelter over your head. And is just everybody living in their mom's basement not working? Is that what it is? That's a lot of people if that's the case. Marie says, right, Matt? I don't understand how so many people are not working and still making it. Well, I don't know if they're making it, but they're surviving. And that's what I don't get. Agent Bambi says, wait till the shit hits the fan. Oh, I know, and it's coming. Agent Bambi, 379 here. Ugh. Christine says 359 in Buffalo. Marie says 399 in Mifflin County. What is it in Dunder County? The business world is posting empty job posts, not intending to hire, but give these sense jobs are plentiful. It's a policy illusion. I'm frustrated as hell. Okay, Craig, now I haven't heard that before, but that makes sense because I have heard from people. Okay, this is coming together now. I have heard from people who are desperately looking for jobs. They apply to places that are putting up job postings and never hear back. When they follow up, they don't return calls, they don't return emails, and when they go in, they say, oh, we filled the position. Which could be true, but why not a return many calls and emails? I don't know. Yeah, so that's a good point. Maybe that's what it is. Marie says, nice, Matt, enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much, I will. Craig C. Haynen says, Craig C., I've heard this before. I hear it's terrible. Okay, so this is another person saying it. James says, New Jersey drivers are bad, almost as bad as New York. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. Hayden says, no way, it's the PA drivers. Once they get on the Schuylkill, it's clear who's the worst. All right, so here's what it is. New York, New Jersey drivers, terrible. However, if you ever have to get out, like in, what was that movie? That disaster movie? There's a couple of them. Like The Day After Tomorrow, or Deep Impact, or all these other ones where something happens and a city's under attack and everybody flees the city and there's a traffic jam, but of course the hero zigzags in and out of that traffic jam and finds his way out and gets his family out of there in time. That's your New York and New Jersey driver. So always have one in your back pocket for when World War III comes in a couple of months. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we don't like New Jersey, New York drivers in civilized peacetime. However, they are very valuable when the shit hits the fan. However, in peacetime, the most dangerous drivers, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, are the slow ones, or the quote-unquote safe ones. Because if the flow of traffic is 80 miles an hour and they're going 65 or 60 even, they're the ones who are dangerous. That's like throwing a boulder in the middle of the highway. And living around here, we have drivers from all over the country, so I get a pretty good cross-section of who has the worst drivers. And I have to say, Maryland is the worst. New York is tied, if not second place, or I should say second place if not tied. Virginia makes up their own rules. I mean, you've heard me talk before about 8 out of 10 cars that I see going the wrong way on a one-way street on the battlefield are from Virginia. And I grew up going to Virginia to see family. My cousins were older and they drove, before I was able to. And when I would go in the car with them, it was terrifying. Not just because they were teenagers, but because they make up their own rules. And then as I got older and went down there as a driver, my opinion never changed. So yeah, there's a lot of bad ones. Illinois. Okay, Bambi, you're from Illinois. Okay, gotcha. Marie says, wondering why the picture is clearer on the TV than it is on my phone. Well, I don't know. It could be connection. If you're watching on your TV and you're connected to the home internet, it's going to be a stronger connection, faster connection. If you're watching on your phone, it's whatever your cell service. You're at the mercy of your cell service. So that's my guess. Unless you're just sending it from your phone to your TV, then I have no idea. Marie hasn't seen Saving Private Ryan. Marie, for cereal, just watch the first half hour. Tell me it doesn't make you throw up. Agent Bambi says, Band of Brothers' second episode is most realistic worst scene I've ever seen. Yeah, that's a great episode. Oh, that's such a great series. I have one of the actors coming on the show in a couple months. He played Sergeant Talbot. Barbara Schultz, she says, the only movie I remember seeing anything about lice was Gone with the Wind. I don't know if it was in Andersonville. Oh, I've seen lice referenced in other movies, but usually just by like incessant itching and scabs. They don't make a big deal. It's a subtle thing. $3.99 in Lancaster, $3.79 in Maryland. Yeah, I know. I went down there to get gas the other day because it was cheaper. Dang, is it windy down there? Not here. My steak and eggs and hash browns ready. Have a good rest of your weekend, you too, Gerard. James says, when the shit hits the fan, it doesn't matter. What, drivers? Oh, if that's what you're saying, I disagree. I think drivers do matter because you're going to have to get out of some hairy situations. What is that noise? Wind? Oh, it might be my air conditioner. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought it was using my my car's microphone and not the phone's microphone, and the vent is blowing right into the phone. Sorry about that. Good to know, though. I'm in Boston, and they say Mass drivers are very bad. Yeah, we don't get a lot of Massachusetts plates that I see down here, so I haven't seen enough to really come to a proper judgment. Beauregard says, my dad was in World War II during the Battle of the Bulge. That does not look like it was a fun time. All right, folks, I got to go into PetSmart where the fat pets fart and get some stuff for the major, and then head over to Sam's Club. So I will see you next time. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care. And thank you for the super like. Hey, nay. Thank you.